Let's go down to the city tavern and talk some more about what happened in Boston last year. You mean the Tea Party? George asks. Yes, Patrick answered. I think we need to do something down here in Philadelphia to put a stop to that tax. I'll ask Mason and Tom if they would like to meet us there. On a Saturday afternoon in 1774, George Washington, Patrick Henry, George Mason, and Thomas Jefferson met downtown in the city tavern and had their first discussion about what they thought could be done about the Stamp Act and its heavy tax burden on the colonies. Patrick, are you going to take the lead in this group and start the ball rolling? Patrick Henry had failed miserably at farming and at business, but developed into a master politician and now wants to get something done about the taxation problem. Yes, Tom, Patrick said. I understand that while you have been in the Virginia House of Burgesses, you have written a piece that says what we're talking about here, namely the rights of British America and the independence of the colonies. If you have that available, why don't you bring it to us and we can get Ben to make copies at his print shop, then we can all read it. In 1776, after reviewing the document, Congress appointed a committee to draft a Declaration of Independence. Jefferson, Adams, and Franklin were members of that committee. Jefferson's document, The Rights of British America, turned out to be the genesis of the final Declaration of Independence. A warning came from Mason. Maybe we need to be careful and not let it get around that we're meeting outside of Congress. Many of the men have been threatened with their life by British partisans. Then Patrick suggested, let's all have one more pint before we leave. George will buy. He's the rich one here. Has anyone heard any more details about the party in Boston Harbor? I understand Sam Adams, John Hancock, and Paul Revere were involved in organizing the event. Tom said, I talked to John Adams about it, and he said Sam, John, and Paul were not part of the costumed Indians who threw off the 342 chests of tea, but they were very instrumental in organizing it. John said that Abigail had talked to some folks from Boston who were there. They said it was a real wild party. I would love to have seen Sam dressed in a loincloth with paint on his face, feather on his head, and a tomahawk hanging from his belt, throwing boxes into the harbor. But instead, he was probably standing on the pier in his colonial shoes with big brass buckles, waving his three-pointed hat and shouting with all the rest. Okay, let's all meet here again later. I'll let you know when we can plan our next step.